The White House says Russia's preparing for attacks on civilian ships in the Black Sea. I don't know if you guys know about that or about the wheat not being able to get here, or now the rice from India not being able to get here. Now they're saying that Russia is going to attack these shipping containers, these ships that have our cargo in the Black Sea. This is going to cause a lot of problems for us. It is going to cause a shortage in the stores again. I don't know if you guys remember California coast, when all the ships were just stuck out there, floating out there in the ocean, and a lot of shelves were empty, and a lot of the foods that were on the shelves were starting to go bad, or they were the fruit and the vegetable section, the produce section was just there were fruit flies everywhere because the vegetables had sat in these containers for a while before they got them into the stores, and then they tried to sell them to the public anyways. I remember the meat coming in, it was just gray on the shelves and it stunk to high heaven. But this could cause another problem just like that. So if you guys dehydrate, if you guys freeze dry, if you can, I would highly suggest, and if you don't have a garden, that you start putting stuff away if you haven't already, because we could very well hit another shortage. Make sure that you get your toiletry items and diapers, formulas, all those things that you usually just get once a month or once every other week. Get a couple of extra cans so that you have, 3 months worth, just in case this causes another shortage. In this article, it says the Washington AP, days after Russia suspended participation in the wartime deal that allowed grain to flow from Ukraine to countries around the world. The White House on Wednesday warned that the Russian military is preparing for possible attacks on civilian shipping vessels in the Black Sea. Since leaving the Black Sea grain deal this week, which is why I said our grains, we're going to have a hard time getting grains. That's our breads, our tortillas, some of our baby foods, chips. I mean, there's a lot of our foods that have grains in them, cereal bars, oatmeal, guys. I mean, this is a huge chunk of what we eat in the grocery stores. So they've left the Black Sea grain deal this week. Russia's already struck Ukraine's grain export ports in Odessa with a missile and drone attacks. Some 60,000 tons of grain were destroyed in the attacks, which means that what we do have, supply and demand, those prices are about to skyrocket if they haven't started already. Our information indicates that Russia laid additional sea mines in the approaches to Ukrainian ports. White House's National Security Council spokesman Adam Hodge said in a statement, "We believe that this is a coordinated effort to justify any attacks against civil ships in the Black Sea and lay blame on Ukraine for these attacks." So they are basically saying that it could very well be a false flag to toss that blame onto Ukraine. But no matter who does it, it is going to cause a shortage and it is going to cause our prices to go up. So definitely try to get those things, not just the grain, guys. I mean, grain's very important right now because that's what's being affected immediately. But you need to stock up on those other things, because if they're not allowing ships to come out to go to other ports, it's going to cause everything to go up. So you need to make sure you also have a variety of things. So don't just, I know when COVID first hit and they did the lockdowns, all the frozen food sections were out. Please don't do that, you guys. Please have enough common sense to buy things that are shelf stable, that will, you don't need the refrigerator to keep them cold. And honestly, if you are able to do pressure canning, I would suggest kind of rotating your meat out of the freezer by taking them out of the freezer and pressure canning them, and then restocking with new meat in your freezer. That way you're not having to use it, but you're still doing a form of rotation if you can't use it right now.